Tim thinks you look like a pirate.
Are we gonna do this? Let's do it. Yeah.
But a sexy pirate, Mike. A sexy pirate.
Is there any other kind?
Welcome to SC with Jay and Natasha this week. Dan is off on vacation. Yes. We think he's eating bonbons, doing
the prevailing theme of the week for Dan on vacation is that he is eating a ton of bonbons.
I'm sure he's having a great time.
Yeah,
Feet
I
up,
hope he is.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Watching the Monday Nighter, perhaps.
Maybe.
Which was an okay Monday Nighter. Lots of it has been made of Carson Wentz and what a terrible season he's having, and that kind of continued on Monday.
And we thought maybe we'd see a bit more of Jalen Hurts, his backup. He got a lot of first-team reps in practice, but we actually didn't see that much of Jalen Hurts. Doug Peterson seems to want to stick with Carson. DK Metcalf. Well, Pete Carroll's going to stick with him because he's amazing. Averaging 18 yards a catch this season, third in the league. Matched up against three-time Pro Bowler Darius Slay. Rough in the first quarter. Slay called for a unsportsmanlike second quarter. Russell looking for Metcalf, covered by Slay. Metcalf gets the better of him there. 52-yard gain. Metcalf, 7 catches for 118 yards in the first half. 2 plays later, Wilson to David Moore. That 31st touchdown pass of the season brings him within 2 of Aaron Rodgers for the league lead. Seahawks up 14-6 at the half. Pete Carroll, 69 years old. Third quarter, 14-9. Wilson again to Metcalf. And he goes down hard. As you saw there, hits his head on the turf. Wouldn't play another snap in the third quarter, but he comes back in the fourth. And on the first play back on the field, Slay's all over. Metcalf still makes an incredible catch. 10 catches, 177 yards. He now leads the National Football League in receiving yards. That drive would end in a field goal, made it 20-9. Carson Wentz led the league in sacks taken and interceptions going into Monday, 4th and 4. Eagles going for it. Wentz, where you throw it to?
And there's the interception.
Set a new career high with his 15th interception. He threw 14 when he was a rookie. We've still got a few games to play. 20 seconds left. Now a 14-point game. Wentz.
20 seconds. Here's Wentz.
He does have an arm.
Why not?
Richard Rodgers comes down with it. Nearly 5 years of the day when he came down with that other miracle Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers. His specialty, catching Hail Marys. Richard Rodgers. Yeah, there it is, 5 years ago to the day. There you go. Monday's catch meant nothing. Seahawks still won. Meant nothing. That whole thing we just showed you is meaningless. So the Eagles lose, the Seahawks win, and the Seahawks move back into first in the NFC West. Russell joins Peyton Manning, the only players with 3,000 passing yards in each of their first 9 seasons. And here is Lisa Salters interviewing Wilson and asking him about DK.
Let's talk about this kid, DK Metcalf. Yeah. You threw for 230 yards tonight. He had 177 of them. Just what makes this connection between you two work? What makes it so special?
Well, I'm going to get on him because we could have had even more.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to laugh about it. But, you know, I think that the best thing about him, first of all, you know, he keeps God first. You know, the second part is he loves his teammates. You know, he loves the work ethic. You know, the third part is he always wants to do it right, you know, and you know, if we miss something, we're going to get it in practice right after practice, the beginning of practice, whatever it is. And he's old school in that approach.
I mentioned the Seahawks alone now in the NFC West thanks to stumbles from the Rams and the Cardinals over the weekend. Seattle will face the Giants, Jets, and Washington in their next 3 games. They have the easiest schedule in the league going down the stretch. The Eagles continue to struggle, but they are inexplicably still alive for the postseason hunt. Remember, there will be 3 wildcard teams in each conference this season, with only the top seeds getting a first-round bye, which
The Ravens and Steelers game has been postponed again to Wednesday at 3:40 p.m. Eastern, and this is the third time the game has been postponed. 4 more players were added to the COVID list Monday, and 4 were activated from the list, meaning 19 players still sit on the Ravens COVID reserve list. The Ravens are still in Baltimore, and it's unclear when they will fly to Pittsburgh. So here's a look at the schedule. It's getting tricky to keep track of which game is going when, but there you have it, weeks 12 and 13. The game is being played in the afternoon between the Ravens and Steelers because NBC was committed to airing the 88th Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting ceremony. They have to get that tree up. Okay, let's bring in NFL Network reporter Mike Garafolo for more on this story. Mike, is this it for postponements and schedule juggling, or do you think everything could change all over again?
Well, it seems to be it with the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, and the NFL saying that they feel like they are exiting that window where the virus was being spread around the Ravens, and so now they're comfortable with giving the green light to this game right now. Now, if you're asking if there's more postponements, cancellations, or whatnot with other games coming forward, we've got a lot of cases around the NFL right now, and basically the league is deciding on a case-by-case basis if there is a reason to push a game back because you're worried about the health and safety of the players and everyone else involved during game day. So that's what it's going to come down to, as cases are up all over the country the last couple of weeks. NFL players are not immune to that, and that's why it is now affecting the schedule. But with regard to the Ravens outbreak, the NFL is confident that we have seen the worst of this, and now they are exiting that phase where the virus is being spread.
Having said that, Mike, there has been a lot of backlash from fans to the Ravens over this outbreak. What is the reaction for the league office and other teams about the Ravens over this outbreak?
Well, we're going to see if the league office takes action against the Ravens. The Ravens did suspend the strength coach that brought the virus in and was not wearing his mask, was not following protocols, and that's what led to this outbreak. But now the league could take action against the organization as well as they've done with other teams. Now, usually it's a repeat offender case before they start to take away draft picks, so there could be a fine in this case, seeing as it's how the Ravens' first offense on this one. But I will tell you this, other teams are looking at this and saying, well, how come we weren't shown the same regard? Teams like the 49ers a couple of weeks ago, and the Broncos to a certain extent as well. And the reason is what I mentioned in that last answer. It's really all about whether the NFL is concerned for the safety. They don't care about competitive balance. This is a different year, and they understand that certain teams are going to be affected by more. It's really about, do we want to put a team on a plane, put them in close quarters on the sideline and elsewhere as they're traveling when we think the virus is still spreading? That's why this game was pushed back, and that's why other games were not pushed back. It's the way it's going to work. But like I said, you could see the league take action against the Ravens, and maybe that'll satisfy some folks who said, nah, this game should have been played, or maybe they should have forfeited.
I'm sure the Raiders would appreciate if someone else was fined as extensively as they have been. That is our NFL Network reporter, Mike Garafolo, from what appears to be his own private luxury suite in an empty football stadium in Philadelphia.
Easy when there's nobody here to just pick your seat, Jay.
The NHL season is hanging in the balance. Players say they've already agreed to give back enough of their salary. Owners say they need them to give back more. Longtime New York Rangers reporter Larry Brooks had a great solution over the weekend. Cover the difference using half of the upcoming Seattle Kraken expansion fee. Genius idea. To the other set.
We're walking.
And we're talking about, of course, McCafe is our clock sponsor. We've never had a clock sponsor before.
Yes.
So exciting.
This is such a great offer, but it's not valid for very long. November 30th to December 6th only.
That's right. $1, any size coffee. Ethically sourced Arabica beans. Get to McDonald's, get your coffees. Natasha, 2 Houston Texans have been suspended 6 games for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing substance policy. Wide receiver Will Fuller and cornerback Bradley Roby. Both players will miss the first game of the 2021 season and the final 5 games of this season. Roby, a 7-year vet, 37 tackles, 1 interception, 1 fumble recovery this season. Fuller is the one everyone's talking about. His contract is up after this year. Yes, he is a free agent after this year, and he was having a career year. Almost 900 receiving yards, 8 touchdowns for the resurgent Texans, who have won 3 of their last 4. Fuller had a touchdown on Sunday. He's never played a full season in his entire NFL career, 5 seasons. But yeah, he's a free agent who's never been healthy and just got suspended for PEDs, but had a career year. Bit of a conundrum for teams.
Yeah, he's got to stayed on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, exactly.
The San Francisco 49ers will play their next 2 home games in Arizona. This comes after Santa Clara County issued a temporary ban on contact sports in the area. They will host the Bills and Washington at the home of the Arizona Cardinals. The last time the Bills played in this stadium was Week 9 when DeAndre Hopkins broke producer Tim's heart.
It was really
Somebody's really out for producer Tim.
Yeah, he kind of does it to himself, let's be honest.
Well, he's a Bills fan. I guess everyone gets their heart broken, right?
Exactly. He does it to himself.
Fan.
You all do it to yourselves, Bills.
That's right.
No, you're having a great season. This is an amazing stat to me, Natasha. Santa Clara County's averaging 27 cases per 100,000 people of COVID. Phoenix's Maricopa County is averaging twice that. But so
It's different everywhere.
Arizona.
Right.
After starting the season 5-1, the Bears have now dropped 5 straight following Sunday's loss to the Packers. Head coach Matt Nagy addressed the media Monday and did not mince words as he called for accountability from his Bears.
He didn't have much to say Sunday after the game, and even after sleeping on it, he was very upset still. You think he would calm down a little bit, but no. He's upset.
When we were quite shocked, the very first question Matt Nagy got in his post-game presser, the reporter just said, "You think you're going to lose your job?" Right out the gate. And he handled it quite well, I thought.
He didn't flinch at all.
But, yeah, I mean, he's under a lot of pressure. If you're a Bears fan, you absolutely want this guy out.
They
right
have
now.
lost 5 straight, so yeah, they have to do something to change that streak. Bad news for the New York Giants playoff hopes. Quarterback Daniel Jones had an MRI reveal a hamstring strain that may keep him out for multiple games. Giants coach Joe Judge says there are more questions than answers in regard to his quarterback's health.
I will say, I did not realize that Daniel Jones's backup was Colt McCoy. That's because I didn't realize Colt McCoy was still in the NFL.
Around. He is still around, yes.
And if you're wondering what his record is as a starter, 7-21. Giants still lead the East, though.
They do.
From one New York head coach to another, as I joined Jets head coach, well, I just want you to see this, Adam Gase. I joined Adam Gase on a Zoom call. A lot of reporters did it. Everybody was kind of in on it, and I thought I'd get in. I wanted to show my reporter bona fides.
Cool.
So I asked a very important question.
And now, SportsCenter with Jay and Dan presents a Zoom interview with Adam Gase.
Adam Gase, TSN's Jay Onright here. Just want to ask you about the report that came out that said you touched all of the recently sanitized shopping carts outside of the grocery store before you went in?
Yeah, you know, and I'm trying to think of which ones you're exactly talking about.
All of them. It said you were touching the big carts, the smaller carts, the hand ones, flipping through the handles like a crate of records. Do you ever stop to think that you should only touch one cart?
Yeah, I thought about it.
This has been a Zoom interview with Adam Gase.
That's why I'm the best
Good
interviewer at this network.
questions. Yes, you were all over him. I like it.
Yeah, well, when you go one-on-one with me, look out.
Yeah.
You have to answer the tough questions.
Keeping him honest.
That's right.
Is this me or is this you?
No, it's me.
Okay.
I just wanted to let it breathe a bit.
Okay, sorry.
So I wanted
Sorry.
the impact to be felt about those questions. And now I'll move on, Natasha. Colts punter Rigoberto Sanchez. He's going to miss an undisclosed amount of time following surgery to remove a cancerous tumor. Indy's head coach Frank Reich was vague when asked why Sanchez didn't kick off Sunday, saying Sanchez was dealing with a, quote, physical issue. The 26-year-old then took to Instagram on Monday saying, "I will be getting surgery on Tuesday, and I know that it will not be an easy bump on the road, but I know I have my amazing wife supporting me, along with my family, coaches, and friends reaching out. Unfortunately, there are things you can't control in life, and this is one of them. No plans or preparation would have gotten me ready for this kind of adversity, but like I told my wife, we can't keep We can't flinch, keep striving to come back stronger than ever. Very inspiring. Ranks 9th this season, almost 50 yards per punt.
Played in, okay, we're moving on.
Oh,
After this high schooler made this incredible one-handed helmet catch, we count down the best Catch Me If You Can grabs in the Sports Center Top 10.
I get it. Right now at TSN.ca, Flames assistant general manager Chris Snow continues his fight against ALS, which he was diagnosed with in June of 2019. On Monday, Snow had successful surgery to insert a feeding tube in his stomach. Our own Slim Balgi writes that he's in good spirits following the procedure. The full article is up on TSN.ca.
Well, let's move on to some college basketball. Number 14, North Carolina, taking on UNLV. The Tar Heels coming off their first losing season since 1961. First half, running Rebels in transition. Bryce Hamilton throws down the slam plus the foul. He had a team-high 15. UNC down 13-0 early. However, the Tar Heels would fight back. Leaky Black and Kerwin Walton knocked down a couple of threes. UNC ends the half, on a 15-3 run. They led by 7 at the break. Second half, more from the Tar Heels. RJ Davis drains the corner 3. He had a game-high 16. A little later, Walker Kessler cleans up the miss with the putback slam. The Tar Heels outscored the Runnin' Rebels by 20 in the second half. UNC rolls.
Stanford, Alabama, potential top 10 pick Zaire Williams. And Stanford. Williams actually played high school basketball with LeBron's son, Bronny, at Sierra Canyon in Los Angeles. First half, the McDonald's All-American.
So they have yet to play a game. This is their
later,
conference that
Williams.
The season to go.
Oh, the handles. He had 13 in the first half. Stanford up 12 at the break. More for Williams in the second half.
Williams elbow jump.
Stanford, that means he's smart. He had a game-high 19. Cardinals take it 82-64.
just LeBron won it all by himself.
They showing their offense. They're showing it here by going on 4th and 7. Looked like Westfield was going to bring some pressure. And was it picked off? Yes, it was. What an effort. What an effort. 25 on the pick. Kyle Pack.
Yes, that is Kyle Papp from the Indiana High School State Championship, showing tremendous concentration to make that grab. Hands, helmet, back, feet. There is more than one way to catch a football, and we have them all covered in our top 10 Catch Me If You Can moments. Beginning with Julian Edelman coming in at number 10. Super Bowl 51. 2017, Tom Brady looking deep for Edelman. The ball is tipped up, and Edelman still comes down with it. He has 3 defenders all over him, and he still has it right there. Grabs it, doesn't touch the ground.
2015, Josh McCown.
Oh, they're coming.
Off his back foot, looking for tight end Gary Barnage.
And caught, no sign yet.
Hey, Barnage, you've got it between the legs for the TD. Never touched the ground.
I don't think it ever
It's not about sex, Gary. It's about
what an incredible play by the tight end.
1996, the CFL Grey Cup in snowy conditions. McManus going deep for Eddie Brown, who bumbles it off his feet and then secures it nicely. Still makes his way into the end zone in all of that snow.
2017, Dak Prescott. Cole Beasley behind the back. Did you see that? Held it on the back of his neck, like the long flowing locks that make his mullet.
I've never seen that. I've never seen it.
Touched the football to his mullet.
On the back. Watch this. He's going to pin into his back.
Whatever works.
We like a lot of replays in
We
this
sure do, but that hair, look
One
at that
more?
salad. No, that's it. 2016, nearing the end of the half, Andy Dalton going for the Hail Mary. A.J. Green, there he is. A one-handed catch while draped by Browns defenders.
Wow.
Man.
That's like a metaphor for A.J. Green's whole career. A really good player for a really bad team. Super Bowl 49, 2015, Russell Wilson, Jermaine Kearse. Yes, he's got it. Never left his sight. Nice work, Kearse. Super Bowl 49.
2003, Joe Jaravicius gets the pass, but quickly tips the ball to himself over top the defender. That's kind of different. Makes the grab.
They talk about concentration and being able to do things.
Another replay.
There it is.
Beauty. Just like you planned it.
Yeah. Finally, 2016. Back to the CFL. Drew Willie to Ryan Smith.
Touchdown to Winnipeg. Look at that catch. Like
he had no idea he had that football.
I can't believe that catch.
Drew Willie just placed that right in his arm.
Hey, Ma, look what I got.
In the year 2000, Brett Favre throws deep to Antonio Freeman down the sideline. The defender thinks the ball touches the ground, but Freeman, he doesn't let it touch the ground. He's got it. Runs it in for the game-winning touchdown. Don't give up. That's the lesson here.
This is the year 2008. Super Bowl 42. Eli, Tyree, helmet catch. Joe Buck's worst ever call.
And then he came out of the pile.
Joe Buck, good guy. Bad call.
It's a great catch.
Good catch.
Pressing against his helmet as he goes to the ground.
Catch me if you can. The replay guy at TSN was working overtime on that one.
A few too many in that one.
No, I don't like to say too many or too few. I'm just saying he was at work, hard at work.
Earning his money.
When we come back, the Raptors have landed in Tampa. What will training camp look like? We've got the answer next.
So the Raptors, they're going back to Florida. They became the Tampa Raptors on Monday as the team traveled down to their new Florida home. With more, here's Corey Warren and Josh Lewinberg.
Their first of 3 preseason games is in less than 2 weeks on December 12th, with the NBA regular season starting just 10 days after that. So what are some of the protocols that the team's going to be following during this transition to Tampa, and what's on tap for the Raptors this week?
Yeah, Corey, their heads are still spinning coming off of that a really chaotic, accelerated offseason frenzy, and now they're bracing for another unprecedented and unusual experience in training camp. You mentioned the schedule that they have to deal with, and of course, that's the same schedule, more or less, that every team is going to have to deal with, but the Raptors are the only club that will have to do all that while also moving their operations more than 2,000 kilometers south and getting comfortable in a brand new home city. Now, in terms of protocol, the NBA has sent teams a 134-page document regarding safety measures, health and safety protocol for the training camp and for this coming season. The problem is teams didn't receive it until this past weekend, so Raptors players and staff members that I've spoken to still aren't quite sure what they're going to be able to do when they land in Florida on Monday evening. What we do know is that they're going to have to return at least 3 negative tests before they're cleared for individual workouts, which will be taking place for the rest of the week in Tampa. And then, assuming everything goes according to plan, and we know that everything always goes according to plan in 2020, the Raptors' first team practice is scheduled for this coming Sunday.
I think, as a matter of fact, that's the only thing you can plan on in 2020 is that things don't go according to plan, but it's good to see that they're getting back at it, and the season is just a few weeks away. Our Raptors reporter, Josh Lewinberg.
I like Corey. Boston Celtics officially announced the signing of Tristan Thompson, Canadian, on Monday. The 9-year NBA vet joins the Celts front court after setting new career highs last season. 12 points, 10 boards a game. Thompson thanked his former home of Cleveland with a tweet on Monday saying, quote, "Cleveland, what a ride it's been. From the first day of my career, I arrived in Cleveland as a 19-year-old from Canada. I have received nothing but love and support from the entire city.
I think the Raptors always had their eye on him, but it never quite
I think
worked out.
I think there was some speculation they were definitely interested, but they obviously went with a less expensive option, trying to keep that cap space for next year. By the way, Tristan Thompson became an American citizen last Tuesday. So he has a little baby and a famous... Are they together?
Are they together? That's a great question.
Yeah, Chloe, we're talking about Chloe.
Yeah. Some junior hockey news to pass your way. The QMJHL has paused all games and all league activities until January 3rd. The decision was made because of the rising number of COVID cases and the new restrictions being put in place in Quebec and the Maritimes. I thought it was kind of weird they were still playing when the WHL and OHL are not.
It did seem strange.
Disjointed somehow.
Well, and here's what's even stranger. Some of the teams in the Q have played 16 games already. Some have played 5 games.
Oh, see,
so
that's.
I gotta get closer together. But you mentioned the WHL, OHL. WHL aiming to start their season January 8th. The OHL not planning to start until early February. So maybe the Q will be back around then. Thanks, Greg. Romain Grosjean is expected to be released from hospital Tuesday after walking away from a devastating crash on Sunday that saw his car burst into flames instantly. Incredibly, Grosjean only suffered burns to his hands and ankles. Haas Racing announced that reserve driver Pietro Fittipaldi will step in for the next race. There's only 2 races remaining in the 2020 season, Bahrain and Abu Dhabi. Haas Racing, Grosjean and his teammate Kevin Magnussen, only 3 points combined all season.
That's not very good.
But I mean, it is amazing when you watch that footage.
Yeah, it is. It's like you're watching a movie, the way he just walks out of the car with the flames behind him.
Yeah, and he's just doing this with his hands.
Right.
And then you see him later. We showed you the pictures yesterday. His hands taped right up like a mummy.
Otherwise, he's fine, which is incredible. The way he hit that barrier, it is a miracle, like people are saying.
That is true.
Some NCAA news for you. Sarah Fuller was named the SEC Special Teams Player of the Week. Fuller, who was the goalkeeper for the Vanderbilt women's soccer team, made history on Saturday, becoming the first woman to play in a Power 5 conference football game. With all eyes on her, Fuller unleashed a 30-yard boot to kick off the second half, executing a textbook squib kick, preventing a return. And it sounds like she's sticking around with the team for a while. Or it's just, she said she would love to if they want to have her there, which is cool.
It was really cool to see on social media how many people were affected by this.
Yes.
Lots and lots of people in the sporting world and outside the sporting world catch a little bit of this story, find out more about her, and it's inspiring. Like, it's a cliche, but it's really inspiring for little girls, I think.
And little boys, right?
Yeah.
To see it, it's awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool story. When we come back, do you want hockey highlights? I recommend the Jannies. That's next.
Time for Who Delivered, presented by McDelivery. DK Metcalf caught 10 passes for 177 yards in Philly on Monday night. He now leads the NFL in receiving yards. Metcalf becomes the fastest receiver in Seahawks history to get to 1,000 yards, doing it in just his 11th game. The previous record was 13 games.
There's nothing you can do with that. I mean, Darius Slade plays that Texas.
Jannies, it's the best goals from the Pacific Division in the NHL last season. December the 15th, 2019. Canucks in Vegas. Elias Pettersson stays with it, and with one hand gets it to go.
Kings and Golden Knights March 1st of this year. Trevor Lewis takes the stretch pass, fights off the defender, a little spin, and scores. Nice effort to protect the puck there. Gets the shot off. Goal.
Trevor Lewis makes it.
We're going back to the October of last year, beginning of last season. Flames Kings, Calgary down 3-2 minutes to go. Matthew Tkachuk. Bats it in to tie it. What an athlete.
Golden Knights and Oilers from late last November. Shea Theodore carrying it into the Edmonton zone. Splits the D. and wires it past Mike Smith.
He is such a good player. Golden Knights signed him to a pretty team-friendly deal, too. They got a good one there. Connor McDavid to Alex Chiasson to Leon Draisaitl. Backhand, no-look pass by Chiasson, and the Hart Trophy winner has an easy goal.
Ducks and Coyotes from January. Adam Henrique plays give and go with Andrei Kasha. Kasha with the spinorama backhand pass. And Henrique just taps it in.
So if you're just joining us, these are the best goals from the Pacific Division last season. Canucks and Blue Jackets. Pettersson wins the race for the puck and scores. EP40, as producer Tim likes to call him.
Senators and Sharks from March. San Jose power play. Vander Kane setting up in front. He deflects the original shot and then follows the rebound. Bats it in out of mid-air.
I wonder if he's heard back from Jake Paul about a boxing match. Flames Preds. Kachuk. Between the legs. Game winner in overtime. Unbelievable.
And we all know this one well. January 6th, Oilers and Leafs. Connor McDavid one-on-one with Morgan Riley. Turns him inside out and then finishes off with a beautiful goal. One of the best goals of McDavid's young career. Can we call it a young career? It is still kind of a young career, isn't it?
Still seems like a young guy.
Yeah.
He really does. That was an incredible goal. Yeah, I mentioned the Vander Kane after Jake Paul, the YouTuber, beat up Nate Robinson on Saturday. Vander challenged Jake Paul to a fight. We haven't heard back from Jake about that.
The answer?
We don't know. So Vander's just waiting. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say no.
Just don't do it. Maybe wait till you're retired, Vander. Highlight of the night coming up next. Natasha was my guest co-host on the Jay and Dan podcast, brought to you by McDonald's this week. Cole Perfetti, Winnipeg Jets draft pick and World Junior hopeful, joined us. He was so great, and he told us what he's missing most about the fact that the team's in isolation right now.
Fresh air is the biggest thing that I've missed. Our windows don't open in the hotel, so we haven't had fresh air in 7 days. So I got my mom to send me like a diffuser through the mail so I could circulate the air a little bit, get something going so I'm not breathing in stale air all day long. So I got a diffuser in here, so that's kind of helping. But I think that's the biggest thing. As soon as I get out of quarantine, I'm going to go down to the lobby, step outside, and just appreciate the air.
Man, those guys are troopers for hanging out there for 14 days. Worst play of the day. Let's go to Monday Nighter. Eagles in the red zone. Carson Wentz. Where are you going with that ball? Quandre Diggs is who grabbed it. He plays for the other team. So that would be the worst.
Doing the Fly Eagles Fly celebration. Highlight of the night, U.S. college basketball. It is another Canadian kid starring in NCAA hoops. Toronto's Marcus Carr. Game-winning three for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Wicked crossover. Carr, 26 points, 7 boards, 3 assists, and most importantly to him and certainly his family, the Jay and Dan highlight of the night. This is our last day of Movember.
Yes.
Can you believe this? Still some time to donate, but yeah, this is it for us. This will be gone soon. But Natasha, you found something in the archives.
How could I forget that night when I had a mustache check done on me?
Let's check it out. Meanwhile, tsn.ca/Movember, so we're going to do the update. Here's mine. Not bad. And now we're going to do Natasha's because Dan isn't here. And there's Natasha's.
I've
no stash.
never had a mustache check before.
You really disappointed us in a lot of ways.
Yours is gross.
Mine's gross. Mine's gross. A lack of water pressure in my apartment for that show, apparently.
Wow, 8 years ago.
Wow. And that was only 8 years ago?
That's a long time. No. Wow.
Yeah,
we
time
look
flies.
like babies in that tape.
We look good. Still do.
We do look good.
Before we get to You Blue, we should mention that You blew it has been. Oh, we're not getting to that first. We're getting to Dan.
The
I'm sorry.
mustache. Okay.
I messed up.
There's a lot going on in this last block.
Again, what's going on? Dan, so there's gray on this side of the mustache?
Is it just poor lighting or just poor growth?
I think you might be right. Everything's bad about it, and I'll be glad that we don't have to look at these pictures anymore.
Okay, now do we do yours?
Oh, here we go.
When I said yours was more unruly, I was referring to that one 8 years ago. This one is much neater and trimmer.
It's more contained.
Trimmed, yes.
But my daughter can't wait for it to be gone. And my wife, too. Okay, whoa, 30 seconds for you blew it. This is compiled by our good friend Eric O'Neill.
Jay blew it. The Richard Rodgers touchdown was not meaningless. The touchdown and two-point conversion meant the Eagles covered the 6.5 point spread.
It wasn't meaningless to bettors.
I blew it. I said they need to get that tree up. It's already up. They just need to light it. You said Fuller had a touchdown on Sunday. He had 2 touchdowns on Thursday. Tim blew it. He didn't let me speak at one part. Mike Garofolo, there's lots of Pirates, not just one kind, and I can't get through the rest.
We messed up a lot.
Including this. Somebody is really out for producing Tim.
Yeah, he kind of does it to himself. Let's be honest.